Tools for study of taxonomy. This is a topic from the first chapter of 11th standard biology students. Let's continue with it. This topic ends up with the first chapter. The students need to go through them in detail and answer the questions which are asked at the end. Following are the tools which are used for identification and characterization of plants or animals sometimes, okay, and making their taxonomy, that is having a detailed study of their classification. They are herbarium, botanical gardens, museums, zoological parks, taxonomic keys, and taxonomic literature. Herbarium is a collection of different plant species in a sequence of an accepted classification. This helps in preservation of plants, keeping the identity of plants, helping them understand the localities in where they can be cultivated. Also, this helps in making a library for knowledge of different plant species regarding their economic and harmful activities towards us. Equipments which are required for herbarium are a herbarium press, which is a wooden or metallic frame which helps in pressing the plant on which a paper can be fixed. Next is a vasculum. The diagram shows a vasculum. It's a box of tin or aluminium of oval shape. The plants collected in vasculum during the field survey. Okay. Other than that, scissors, trowel, knife, forceps, pocket lens, and a pocket diary are used. Methods of preservation: we need to know whatever plant we are taking is of which group, which is angiosperm, gymnosperm, pteridophyta, bryophyta, etc. anything, and then we have to collect it on the basis of that knowledge. Further, we have to make an arrangement of this type in order to convert the plant specimen into a herbarium sheet, in which the plant specimen in dried form will be present, a serial number, location name, botanical name or the family name if we know, or if we don't know then it will be regarding whichever family it can be best suited. We have to write that, habitat, date, and where, who has collected it and from which place. All these things need to be mentioned in a herbarium sheet. Next is botanical gardens. These are different gardens or bigger safe areas which have millions and thousands of plant species of different families and classified groups, which helps us gaining the knowledge of plant life. Botanical gardens act as research institutes. They help in designing the landscape. They help in designing our home gardens, kitchen gardens, etc. They also help us provide with the plant germplasm, that is the genotypic conditions, or we can say the genetic getup of different plants, and knowledge of that will help us understand the adaptability and habitat of different plants in different regions. Important botanical gardens are Royal Botanical Garden, Edinburgh, Scotland; Royal Botanical Gardens, Kew, England; Indian Botanical Garden, Shibpur, Calcutta; Layard Botanic Garden, Darjeeling, West Bengal; and National Botanical Garden, Lucknow, NBRI, which is also a research institute in Uttar Pradesh, is very famous. It was set up by Nawab Saudat Ali Khan, and the first director of it was Professor A.K. Kaul. It is situated in a 75 acres land along the banks of Gomati River, which is a tributary of Ganga River. Thus, the importance of botanical gardens. Next, we move to other tools like museums. These contain fossils or non living plants of various types, or sometimes we have fossils of animals, different types of human beings, vertebrates, non vertebrates, which are kept there for our knowledge of paleontology, that is, knowledge of prehistoric or historic organisms, which will help in tracing their evolution, their time period of living, and all the characteristics which we have descended with from them. Other than that, for knowledge, we have zoological parks or zoos, which help in gaining the knowledge of different animals at a very initial school level. We need to know about the habitat, the food like nature, the behavior of the wild animals, the birds. All those things can be understood with the help of zoos. Next, moving to taxonomic keys. These are the method of classification in which a taxonomist constructs a key, that is a possible way for identifying any living organism, whether it is, and helping us know whether it is classified in a correct group or correct part of the classification system or not. A key provides a convenient way, an easy method of identification of organism. Such as an example can be taken whether an organism has an external ear or not. If yes, if it can fly or not. If yes, then it, if it does not fly, then it has limbs or not. Yes, then if it has gills or lungs, then if it has gills, then it can be a fish, or if it does not have, it can be snake. In this way, we can go through on and on for finding out the actual position of a living organism, new living organism which comes in the path of a botanist or a zoologist or any biologist who is making taxonomy, who is doing taxonomy for identification of a new living organism. Lastly, the taxonomic literature, the works of various scientists, whether it is a botanist, microbiologist, or a zoologist, is compiled up in the form of some projects or appendices and references known as taxonomic literature. It contains various research reference books, research books, scientific journals, research papers, and articles regarding which we can get the information of taxonomy of different plant and animals in different fields. Thus, ending up with these tools which help in making taxonomy. Here we have some questions which are as follows. Write a short note on herbarium. Next is, what is taxonomic literature? Third is, describe botanical garden. Fourth is, what are taxonomic keys? That's all.